How do you feel you get treated by Chinese society as an American?
Well, you know what? I've always said this. I think it's more foreigners as a whole than just Americans. When I was living, before I came to Shanghai, I was living in a small town, and it was more like all of you foreigners get out of here versus you Americans go, but you Canadians can stay. It's not really like that, at least in my experience. And there were some places that didn't really serve foreigners, I guess you could say, but it was more, I guess, because foreigners caused a ruckus in the past. And like I said, it wasn't like a white or black thing, a Canadian, British, American thing. It was just like all of you foreigners get out of here.
Back 13 years when I first arrived here, there was this rock star effect where you say you're from America and everyone's like, wow. You say you're from California, they go, wow again. Now there's been somewhat of a desensitization amongst Chinese here because there are, about 250,000 foreigners who live in the city. But still, regardless, I think that there is still somewhat of a cowboy or a grandeur effect to saying that you're an American. They still look up to us in some ways. I've had really no issues. I mean, even from the perspective of myself being LGBTQ, where in the States I might feel uncomfortable going one place or another, here I have no fear of being who I am here. There's not much judgment that takes place. It's a kind society.
As a black guy, a black American, I am treated better than my African counterparts. I can say it's a noticeable difference. It's noticeable, right? I don't know what it is. I don't know, but it's noticeable based on my passport, places I can go, and etc. As a foreigner, I want to say yes, I am treated with a lot of passive aggressive. I won't say xenophobic discrimination. Like when people see me, they make sure to put their mask up. The most noticeable incident I had was maybe last week. I got on this elevator and I had my mask on. This girl, local, she was on the elevator with her friend, no mask on. She saw me and she turned around and put her head in the corner. And her friend in Chinese asked her, like, what are you doing? And she said to him in Chinese, and I could understand. She said, I don't want to get sick because of the foreigner. And I would say those things start to add up. So I want to say the treatment is not physical, so I never feel like I'm physically in danger, but there is the emotional and a mental passive attack on you because you are different. So I would say that's how I'm treated living here in China.
Having lived in both the U.S. and China, which country would you prefer to be based in now?
At this very moment, because of the COVID, I am perfectly fine where I am. Honestly speaking.
Right now, I would say China, Shanghai specifically. Shanghai's safe. You got to wear masks on the train and outside. We just got yelled at by the police for not having masks on the street, but it's safe. People are at Starbucks. People go to the Nike store. You can hang out and do regular stuff. In the States, it's not really like that. But as far as forever, Shanghai and China can never be forever because you can't own property here. It's kind of hard to get a driver's license. It's kind of hard to do forever life things here unless you, I don't know, get married or something like that.
This is a question that I actually think about a lot because I have a 3-year-old son, and where is he going to grow up weighs on me. And of course I want him to grow up in America. I really want him to have some time in America at least, right? Even if he grows up partly in China, partly in America, I want him to have some of that cultural experience. But I cannot see moving to the U.S. right now. I hope things get better, and that there are more opportunities there. I hope that the healthcare system gets fixed, and so it's not so ridiculous, because these are practical concerns that I have in going back. If I were to go back with my family, okay, well, what are we going to do for healthcare? What am I going to, I would probably have to go there with my own business, and so I'm that gives a whole host of things that I would worry about that I don't worry about here. And so yeah, it's a no-brainer that I would rather live in China right now, with or without COVID. But I really want the U.S. to step up and do better and make it so that I can go back there with my kid, and that he can experience life in the U.S. like I did growing up. I hope that can happen. I hope, by the time he's in middle school is my fingers crossed hope. Give it 10 years, but I'm not that optimistic.